What's going on, everybody? Will Murphy here with Iron Will Fitness. Today's video is going to be about transparency and honesty with yourself. Being honest with yourself is something that a lot of people that are trying to do any kind of fitness journey have an issue. Whether you think you do or you don't remains entirely to be seen. It's just about a lot of people don't know that they have as much wrong with their diet as they do. They don't realize that they have as many issues with taking in sugar as they do. I've heard a lot of people tell me, oh, well, it was easy to quit sugar, but don't realize that sugar is in like 60% of the foods that they eat during the day. And like I've had people tell me, I don't have sugar, but then immediately drink sweet tea directly after as if it doesn't have sugar in it. If you're having something sweet, most likely there's sugar in it. You know, there's just things that, you know, you think you're eating on point and things like that. You think that your nutrition is good because you're not going to McDonald's every single day, but having a bag of chips, you know, that isn't okay. You know, what I'm talking about is you have to have whole foods in your diet. You have to have foods that are nutrient dense, not calorie dense. Taking in a lot of calories doesn't equate to, you know, anything necessarily good. It equates to extra fat gain and things like that. It equates to you know, problems with your digestive system and other issues like that, but it doesn't help with your overall fitness goals or anything like that. What it helps with is getting bigger, getting fatter, putting on extra weight, and slowing down your progress towards your goals. When I first decided to do a nutrition certification, I sat down with a family member and we went over what she was eating for the day, and she did not realize how much sugar she was taking in a given day. She didn't realize how much fat she was taking in a given day because of the amount of butter she was willing to use. She didn't realize that, you know, she was taking in bread at almost every single meal, and, you know, she just didn't realize it. It's not that, you know, she was doing it on purpose and like, oh, F that, I'm not gonna stop doing that. It's more that she just didn't realize she was doing it out of habit from the way she ate her entire life, and that's why she ended up getting where she was. And she didn't realize how many bad things she was taking in a day and not quite hitting her goals the way she wanted to with, you know, weight loss or maintaining lower body weight, lower body fat percentage, you know. And then, you know, she had other issues such as like cholesterol and things like that. And she was always, you know, worried that, you know, there was something wrong with her heart, and, you know, but because she wasn't getting enough activity, you know, she wasn't eating the right things or anything like that. She just didn't realize that she wasn't. She, you know, she thought she was doing all right. She was wondering why, you know, she was having the problems losing weight that she was having, because she didn't realize how bad her diet was. And for the most part, I feel like that's a lot of the community. A lot of us don't realize, because we do it out of habit, you know, the bad things that we're putting in our body, the things that are nutrient dense and or not, the things that aren't nutrient dense, and the things that are, you know, more calorie dense. You know, when you're talking about junk food, there's a lot of calories in there, but there's really not a lot of substance. There's not a lot of nutrients. When you're talking about whole foods, there's a lot of nutrients in there, but you don't get a lot of calories. I mean, look at broccoli. You can eat a whole bowl of broccoli and not even break 200 calories, you know, but you can have, you know, 2 or 3 Oreo cookies and be really close to 200 calories. It's not balanced fairly. You know, if you're having nutrient dense foods, you're in better position to use those nutrients to fuel your body to put through, you know, the processes of building muscle and things like that, and losing fat if that's what you want to do. You know, if you're having your antioxidants, then you're more able to oxidize fat and other awesome things like that. So, you know, but there's no antioxidants in junk food. There's no, you know, good really calories in junk food at all. Most of them are processed carbohydrates, and your body doesn't really break those down well and ends up, you know, just holding them back for storage. And even if it did break them down well, it doesn't use them as, you know, as good of a fuel source as having like a complex carb like sweet potatoes or, you know, something of that nature. But the thing is, a lot of us, you know, because of the way we're used to doing things, lie to ourselves. Like, you know, we'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I went to the gym today and I did this, this, and this, but did you really push yourself as hard as you can, or did you just go to the gym? A lot of people think that, a gym membership and a personal trainer is like a magic wand to help them lose the weight they want to lose and all that. But it's really not, because if you don't put in the effort, then you're not going to see the results. That's just all there is to it. You have to do the work in this situation. You don't have an option. No one can do the work for you, and if you're not in here pushing it, not challenging yourself, not adapting to new stimulus, then your body's not going to change. You're not going to see the change in you that you want to see, the weight loss, the muscle gain, the elevation of performance, and things like that. So, really the big thing is you just have to, sit down and you have to write down all the things that you're doing with your life that, that really just that you're doing throughout the day, like what you're eating, how you're working out, what your day was like at work, things like that. And be honest with yourself. Like you can't tell yourself things were harder than they were. It might have been hard on your body, but was it really difficult to do it? It probably wasn't. And you want to push yourself to the limit in everything that you do. You want to be the best at your job. You want to be the person that eats the right things and is motivating everyone else around them to eat the right things, and takes care of their body and makes it to the gym and has activity and things like that. And I mean, and then on the other end you want your social life and things like that. But if you're going to have a social life, you have to consider that not everything needs to revolve around food. Not everything needs to revolve around alcohol. Like you could take a group of friends and go hiking or something like that. I say it a lot because it's funny, but it's also true. Go play laser tag, go bowling, do something that doesn't require eating, but it's fun and it's a good activity for everybody involved. So just remember to be honest with yourself. You might have to make a list and write things down just to realize the things that you didn't know you were doing wrong, and be honest with yourself. Really be honest with how you eat throughout the day. Really be honest with your activity level throughout the day. Really be honest about your sleep. Just really be honest with yourself and hold yourself accountable. Be transparent with yourself. Always ask yourself if you need to have this food item that you're about to consume and things like that. And consider how many calories are in each food item before you eat it, instead of just going ahead and eating it and then worrying about the calories later. Maybe look at the label or something. Start getting in the habit of looking at the labels before you eat and see how many calories is in a serving of what you're eating, and maybe that'll help you be more honest with yourself about the things that you're eating. You can find me on Instagram at IronWillPT. You can find me on YouTube at Iron Will Fitness. You can find me on Facebook at Iron Will Fitness Training. You can find me on the internet at ironwillfitnesstraining.com. Give me a holler if you have any questions. We're going to get to your workouts, and I'm going to have those up here in just a little while. I'll have your workouts posted on Instagram, and then I'll have the tutorial videos posted on YouTube later on. So give me a holler if you need any help, and we'll holler at you later. Peace. For our beginner overweight obese program today, we got a 30-minute walk. Make sure that you get out and get some activity in, whether it be going to the gym and walking on the treadmill, or walking on the track, or walking around the park or something like that. If you have problems with your joints, maybe try some kind of water activity. Anyhow, I hope you have a great workout. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. For our beginner program today, we have the dumbbell bench press to start us off. To begin this movement, take a dumbbell of equal weight in each hand, lay down on a bench, and pack your shoulders behind you with your weights in your hands over your chest. And to begin this movement, lower the weight down beside your chest, and then press through your chest, using your chest and triceps to push the weight back to the top of the movement. Squeeze your chest at the top, and then repeat these steps for reps. You'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Our second movement for today is going to be the cable wide grip lat pull down. To begin this movement, select the weight on the machine you'd like to use. Make sure that you have the appropriate bar for doing a wide grip pull down. Grab a hold of the bar and sit down in the seat with your hips up underneath the hip pad. And begin the movement by retracting your shoulder blades and pulling your elbows down and back behind you, as if trying to put them in your back pockets, and pulling the bar directly to your clavicle. Squeeze for just a second at the bottom of the movement, and then return slowly with control to the top of the movement, allowing your shoulder blades to separate and stretch your lat muscles. Repeat these steps for reps, and you have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Our third exercise today will be the dumbbell overhead press. To begin this movement, grab 2 dumbbells of equal weight and stand with your feet hip to shoulder width apart. Bring the dumbbells up to your shoulders. From there, you're going to press up using your shoulders and squeezing as hard as you can. And move the weight all the way to the top above your head. Squeeze at the top and then return slowly with control to the bottom position of the movement. Repeat these steps for reps, and you'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Next up, we have the seated cable row. To begin this movement, select the weight that you'd like to use on the seated row side of the tower. Sit down in the seat with your feet on the feet platforms. Reach forward and grab your handle. Push yourself back into the seat with your back completely upright, keeping it as straight as possible. Begin the movement with your shoulders rolled forward, and you're going to retract your shoulder blades and bring your elbows back behind you as far as you can. Squeeze for just a second, and then return to the front position of the movement slowly with control, letting your shoulder blades separate when you come to the front. Repeat these steps for reps, and you'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Our next exercise is the machine dip. This is going to focus on your triceps. Load up the machine with the weight that you'd like to use, or select the weight that you'd like to use on a pin-loaded machine. Sit down in the seat, place your hands on the grips. Your elbows should be directly behind your shoulders at the same height as your shoulders. And then you're going to push down through your triceps and squeeze your triceps at the very bottom of the movement with your arms fully extended. And then slowly with control, return to the top part of the movement. Repeat these steps for reps, and you'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Our next exercise will be the preacher curl. To begin this movement, sit down on the preacher curl bench. Place your arms over the top of the bench and make sure that it's in the right position so that the armrest is directly in your armpits, and you can hang your arms over the top and get them fully straight. Begin this movement with the barbell in your hands by curling the weight up to the top, squeezing for just a second, and then returning slowly with control all the way down to the bottom until your arms are fully extended. Repeat these steps for reps, and you'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. For abs tonight, we're going to be performing the floor crunch. For this movement, you're going to want to probably lay a mat on the floor. You do not have to. Lay down on it with your back flat on the ground and your knees bent with your feet flat on the ground. Begin the movement by getting your abs into a stretched position, and then you want to squeeze your abs specifically, thinking about squeezing your abs to pick yourself up, just to pick yourself up far enough off the ground for your shoulder blades to leave the ground. Squeeze your abs at the top of the movement, and then return slowly with control back to the floor. Stretch your abs and repeat these steps for reps. You'll have 4 sets of 15 to 20 reps for this exercise. And don't forget to hit 20 minutes of cardio before you leave the gym. You can do any kind of cardio machine you want. You can go and box, you can run around the track, you can go swimming, you can go to the park and ride your bike or run. You can go and do some kind of activity or anything like that. But no matter what you do, I hope you had a great workout. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon. For the intermediate program today, we're going to start out with the barbell bench press. Begin this movement by loading the weight on a bar that you'd like to use. Lay down on the bench and pinch your shoulder blades behind you. Unrack the bar and hold the bar at the very top of the movement, directly above your chest. Begin the movement by bending your elbows and lowering the weight all the way down till the bar touches your chest, at the very bottom of your chest, right on your solar plexus. From there, you're going to press the weight straight back up, flexing your chest muscles as hard as you can, and bring your arms all the way to the top for the lockout. At the top of the movement, squeeze your chest as hard as you can, and then repeat these steps for reps. You'll have 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Our next movement is going to be the dumbbell incline chest fly. To begin this movement, grab a dumbbell of equal weight in each hand. Sit down on an incline bench or a bench that you can incline. Lay your back on the bench, pinch your shoulder blades back behind you with the weight directly over your chin. And then begin the movement by opening your arms and lowering all the way down until your chest stretches and your elbows are practically behind you. And once you've reached the bottom of the movement, you're going to squeeze through your chest and raise the weight back up to the top over your head. And repeat these steps for reps. Make sure when you're at the top of the movement, you squeeze your chest as hard as you can, and then continue with the exercise. You'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Next up, we have the high pulley cable chest fly. To begin this movement, move the pulleys to the top of the cable towers on either side of a crossover. Grab the handles from the pulleys, step slightly forward, and begin the movement with your arms outstretched, squeezing your chest and bringing your arms together as straight as possible at the front of the movement. Squeezing your chest once you've reached the front of the movement for just a second, and then return slowly with control to the back of the movement. Repeat these steps for reps. Make sure that your chest is pushed forward with your scapula retracted throughout the movement to get the most engagement in your chest. We'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Our next exercise is going to be the weighted dips or dips machine. To do this movement with a weighted dip, you'll get a dip weight belt and connect the weight to it using the chain. Get up on the platform with your arms fully straightened at the top of the movement, and then lower yourself down until your elbows and your shoulders are in line with each other. Then squeeze through your triceps, push yourself back to the top, squeeze your triceps for a second, and then return slowly with control back to the start of the movement. Repeat these steps for reps for this exercise. If you choose to do a dips machine, that's perfectly fine. If you can't quite lift body weight, go for the dips machine. And you'll start with your elbows behind your shoulders and you'll press down into the dips machine until your arms are completely straight. Squeeze your triceps for just a second and then return to the starting position. For this exercise, we'll have 4 sets of 6 to 10 reps. Our next exercise is going to be the dumbbell overhead triceps extension. To begin this movement, get the dumbbell and you're going to lift it above your head and hold it by the inside of one of the weight plates. And then to begin this movement, you're going to start with your arms fully stretched above your head. You're going to bend your arms back behind your head, letting your triceps stretch when the dumbbell is in the bottom position. From there, you're going to squeeze through your triceps and lift the weight back up above your head, straightening your arms until they're fully straight above your head. And then repeating these steps for reps. You'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. Next up, we have the cable triceps pushdown. Select the weight that you'd like to use. Make sure you have a rope attachment. And then begin by grabbing the handles of the rope, bringing your elbows down to your sides like you're at the top of a curl. And then you're going to straighten your arms all the way down, squeezing your triceps for just a second once you've got your arms completely extended. And then slowly with control, return to the top of the movement. Repeat these steps for reps, and we'll have 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps for this exercise. The next movement is going to be the crossover mountain climber. This move is exactly like the mountain climber. The only difference is you turn your hips and bring your knee to the opposite elbow. Begin in the high plank position and begin by bringing one knee up as far as you can into your chest, bringing it up as if to try to touch your elbow with it. Squeeze for just a second if you can at the top of the movement, and then lower the leg back to the starting position, keeping your butt as low as you can throughout the movement. Repeat these steps on the other leg, and then repeat those steps for reps. You'll have 5 sets of 10 to 15 reps per side for this exercise. Don't forget to hit 20 minutes of cardio before you leave the gym, or you can go outside of the gym and do cardio if you have some kind of activity that you like to perform on a daily basis for your cardio. You can go run around the park, you can go ride your bike, you can go and play a sport. Just really anything that gets you moving and gets you active and gets your heart rate up. I hope you had a great day, I hope you had a great workout, and I will see you in the next one.